Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while. I have been away from YouTube for a very long time, but I promise you I have a valid reason. Um, Thank you guys for reaching out to me on Instagram. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Judane. I have two children. My eldest daughter, I have a daughter who is 9 and I have a son who is 1. I had a hard time just dealing with all the changes in my life. I I feel like I'm a new mom again just because I forgot about the baby stage. Like my kids are 8 years apart, actually more than 8 years apart because my daughter will be turning 10 this year. Um, I had a hard time. I know a lot of people don't talk about postpartum depression, like all the struggles that comes with being a mom and having children, and it's tough, guys. I'm not sitting here making excuses, but it was just very challenging for me. Not because I didn't have support. I had a strong support system. It's just that for me, I felt like having my son, it altered my life. And it was just that I needed to step back to get used to my new norm of being a mom of two kids. Being a mom of two kids is very difficult, especially when there's a huge age gap, guys. If I could go back, I live my life with no regrets and I try to learn from all my mistakes. And I don't get me wrong, my children are not mistakes at all. Never. But for me, I wish I had them closer. At this age, my daughter is 9, my son is 1. My daughter is amazing. She looks out for her brother, she helps me with her brother. It's just cute to see how they bond together, even though they have this huge age gap. But I wish I could have had them closer. I feel like it would have been easier for me mentally. I forgot what it's like to have a newborn, all the sleepless nights, the constant crying, all the stress that comes with being a new mom and being a mom in general. Um, there are a lot of factors that prevented me from being here. Like, I started recording a lot of videos and then my son would get fussy. My son would need attention and then I would have to stop. And then the motivation was just not there anymore. I felt like I was running on empty, zero. I gave everything to my children and there was nothing left in my tank. There was nothing left in my cup for me. There was no energy. I was drained. Um, I I'm starting to feel better. I'm in a better mental state. My son is getting older. He's not as clingy and attached to me as he was before. So yeah, my son was very attached to me. He never took a bottle. Never. He wanted the breast milk straight from the boob. Like, I could not leave my son to go anywhere. Where am I going? So for me, mentally, it was hard. Physically, it was hard. Um, I know, like, being a mom in general is very hard. Like, check on your mom friends. When you see your mom friends say they can't go out and they can't do stuff, respect that. Respect that we have a little one depending on us and we have a lot going on, even though we have supports from relatives or partner. We still need grace. We still need time to heal. Like, there's a lot of changes that goes on. There's genetic changes, there's emotional changes, there's mental stages. There's a lot of changes that happen when you have children. And for me I thought it would have been easy because I'm not a first time mom. I have a child. But I was in for a rude awakening. Both of my children are different and their needs were different. Especially, I find that my son was the hardest to deal with because my son was too attached. Right now, he's a daddy's boy, so mama gets all the little break that she can get. But for the first year of his life, He just wanted breast milk. And because of that, I can't get anything done. I can't do nothing. This little boy's latching on to me every minute. I can't do, So that's why I wasn't here, guys. It's not an excuse. But yeah, I needed to work on myself and I just needed, you know, stay away from YouTube for a while. And on top of that, like, I felt like my everything was altered. Like, for me, I was sleep deprived. We were all sleep deprived in this house, Dan. Zane was not allowing nobody to sleep. But anyways, life update. I went back to work. I only took 12 months maternity. As you guys know, I live in Canada, and in Canada, we have two maternity, 18 months and 12 months. And I should have taken the 18 months. If anybody's having a baby, guys, take the 18 months maternity. Listen to me. You will thank me later. Period. And here's why. Going back to work after 12 months, very hard. Whew. I thought it would have been easy. Mentally, it wasn't easy. Physically, it wasn't easy. It was hard on my son. My son was not ready to go to nobody's daycare. Son, because my son hated eating. He was not one of those babies that liked solid. He would refuse. He would constantly wants to be latching on to me. I was nursing my son every hour on the dot, literally. So when I was ready to go back to work, here in Canada, you basically choose a daycare that you want your kid to go to, and then you have 2 transitional days, at least my daycare. I did extensive research on the daycare that I wanted my son to go to. He ended up going back to the same daycare that my daughter went to 9 years ago. The staff, they're amazing. The daycare is very clean and organized. Yeah, they even remember me from when my daughter was a baby. They have staff at this place for like over 20 years. That's how you know that this daycare is amazing. I am not going to list the name of the daycare just because safety reason, my kids, I don't know. Yeah. So, I was scheduled to go back to work on December 4th. And my son started daycare transition on the 27th. He was there for 2 hours. As you guys know at this point, my kid's almost 1. He's a booby boy. He doesn't take the bottle. So that was the biggest piece for me why I think I should have stayed 18 months, because my son was just not ready for daycare. He had a hard time. I was stressed out. I was like, oh my God, what is he gonna eat? He's gonna starve. When he started daycare, they're like, you should put him on formula so we can have some formula here to give to him. Because the funny thing is, guys, like, I am still producing milk. I produce a lot of milk, but when I try to pump, I don't get enough in the pump. And that would stress me out. So I'm not even gonna be bothered with that. And also, it's pointless pumping because my son would not take it from the bottle. He wanted the boobs. He wanted me to nurse him, right? So when he started daycare, my son has a sensitivity to dairy, but his pediatrician had told me it was okay to go back and try dairy. So me and my partner decided, okay, let's put him on some formula for daycare. Immediately, this boy started reacting. He got extremely sick. He was in the hospital. So that kind of pushed back my start date for work. So I was worried, like, okay, what's going to happen with my job? Like, I'm supposed to be at work, but I can't go back yet because my son's sick. And that entire month was hard for us because, and our son as well, because when he went back to daycare, he got sick again. Like, that first month or 2 of daycare is hard, especially when they're so young. That's why I say 18 months is best, because he was constantly coming home sick, fever, cough. Yo, it was madness. I was stressed. You thought I was stressed. Yeah, thank God. Thank you, God. We survived. It's now 2 months, and I'm finally starting to see the light at the tunnel with this going back to work and daycare situation. I love my job. I really do enjoy my job now. And the first few months at work, I was wondering, what the hell am I doing here? I want to be home with my kid. I don't want to be here. It was hard waking up, and your baby is not sleeping at night and you're tired, and then you got to wake up and go to work and be ready to give somebody at work your 100% when you're running on because you didn't sleep the night before. And my job is mentally hard, you know? And it was just that I'm one of those, I'm a really good employee, like, not to gas my own self up, but I'm gonna do it because I give my 150 when I at my job. I my job, I am a social worker. I work with survivor of human trafficking and domestic violence, and I give those women everything in me. When you start working with me and you're on my caseload, I am not going to stop until we succeed. That's who I am. And just like being back at work, I was very hard on myself because I've been away for a whole year. I was having baby brain. I wasn't remembering things that I needed to do at work. I went back to square one. I made notes in notebook. And then people at work expect you to come back and be the same person that you left as a year ago. But you don't remember anything because you've been home on baby brain on your kids' time, taking care of your kids for a whole year. You know, then you go back to work, all the policies and procedures have changed, and then nobody gives you update, nobody retrained you, nobody does, and you're like, oh my gosh, but that was just that for me. I'm starting to get used to being back at work again. I'm starting to feel like, I'm getting the groove back, but at first it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was very hard. And I'm one of those perfectionists when I'm working, so I am very hard on myself. And I have learned to give myself grace. That's something that I struggled with. Like, stop being hard on yourself. Like, we are sometimes, as mom, we're sometimes very hard on ourselves. And so, yeah, it's very important that you give yourself grace. It's, we're too hard on ourselves sometimes. And yeah, that's something I struggled with. I'm getting better. You know, also, additionally, it is very crucial, it's very important for us as moms to make time for ourselves. Sometimes we get lost into looking out for everybody else, and it's important to take care of your mental health and just like try to at least maybe spend an hour a day, take a moment to yourself where you do something that you enjoy. If it's maybe read for a little bit, work on yourself, do what you gotta do, because I don't want y'all to be burnt out, So that's basically my update. I will be I will be on here more consistently. I want to give you guys advice who are watching today. If you have a new mom friend, check on your friend. I know sometimes everybody gets so excited to see the new baby, and not intentionally, but people tend to forget about the mom. Baby is okay, guys. It's the mom who is not okay. Mom is going to ensure that baby is good. You know, check in on moms. I know, like, I cannot stress that enough how important it is to check in on your mom friends, because you never know. You never know what they're going through. You never know um, if they need support, you know. And I was very lucky that I had an amazing support system. Um, you know, not everybody gets that. Not everybody has someone. Not every woman have their children and their partners by their side. Not everybody. And I know that 100% because of my job. Because of my job that I have clients who went into labor alone, who have other kids at home that they're taking care of, and the father is not there to help them. It is very hard. I know firsthand how it is because I've heard stories, and that's why I'm stressing. Like, take care of your mom friends, look out for them, and assist them if you can, because being a mom is has its challenges. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. Um, Subscribe for more, and bye.